Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Bernie here, and in today's video, I would like to share with you my FX30 talking head video settings that work for me and my cinematic settings in general. You know, I keep saying this that I love filming with the FX30 and that's so true since it has an amazing image quality and the S-Log3 is a game changer for me. You know, before I was so scared to use S-Log since I don't want my images to be too flat when filming. And so this FX30, which I'm using right now, came into play since you can add LUTs to the SD card and save it in camera for previewing purposes. So when filming, you don't actually see a flat image on the LCD. Instead, you will see what the final image will look like when you edit in post with the help of the LUT installed. You know, that's really great for me. And also, the Sony FX30 has an awesome autofocus compared to what I was using before, the GH5 and the GH6. Yes, no more hunting during filming of my talking head videos like this one, so that's less thing to worry about and all you do is to record and start filming. Here now are my settings. Alright, first thing to do is to go to menu and then here you can see number 1 and there's number 2, so go to main number 1 and as you can see right here, this is actually kind of like a quick menu that you will see for you to be able to tweak any settings you want so quickly or right away the way you want to. So right now here you can see this 24p right here with the red marking, so click that one and now you will see the rec frame rate, which has 60p, 30p, 24p, and 120p. So since we're doing talking head videos, and for my cinematic settings, so we will choose 24p. I will only choose 60p and 120 fps if I am filming, let's say outdoors, as well as if I wanted to slow down my shots. Now let's move on to TV auto / manual switch. And as you can see right now, there's M and there's this red square all over. Of course, I have to choose manual because I wanted to make sure that I am in control of the aperture as well as the shutter speed. Alright. Next is the shutter speed and it says 1/50th of a second. So we're selecting 1/50th because there's no 148, which is double the frame rate. So for me, the closest is 50 since in this camera and mostly digital cameras nowadays and from way back, we only have 50th as the closest for the 24 FPS. Now let's go to this one. This one is the AV auto / manual switch and this one is for aperture control. And right now you can see here f2.8. This is actually wide open since my lens is the Sigma 18-50 and this one is my default setting. If let's say I'm filming outdoors, I can just change the dial and click it so that it won't be moved or it won't be accidentally changed. Now moving on to base 800, as you can see right now. When you click it, it will go to this base ISO of 800 and 2500. And the good thing about this Sony FX30 is that this one has a dual base ISO starting from 800 and then 2500 if let's say you are filming at night. Alright, but for me, my default is 800 and I find it very clean and I have no problems choosing this one since I am filming in Cine EI. And this time around, it's the exposure index or 800 EI. Basically, don't worry about this one since this one doesn't change anything. You only have dual base ISOs, which are 800 and 2500 for the FX30. You can change it, make it lower or even higher than this one, 800 as you can see here. But when you change this one, this doesn't affect the dual base ISO of 800 or 2500 ISO. And now moving on to white balance. I always have this set to 5500 Kelvin or you can always set it to 5600 Kelvin. Alright, next we have this select LUT, meaning I was able to actually save my LUTs on the SD card and just copy it and save it to my FX30. And since we're filming with S-Log3, we all know that it's not looking great on the LCD. It's flat, it's unflattering. So really the LUTs came in handy and in this case I am using the neutral A7S3 dot cube. This is one of the phantom LUTs that I actually bought, I believe around 80 bucks. And let me tell you now that it's worth the money. And the color of my talking head videos, I am using the Utopia, made for A7 A7S3, but of course, you can apply it as well for the FX30. This one really is a game changer for me, and this one is by far my favorite and the best LUT collection that I have ever had. Really, it's amazing. You can check it out. I'm gonna put down the link below of the Phantom LUTs and where you can purchase. And as you can see right here, you can actually save 16 LUTs of your liking, whether for filmmaking or whether your LUT for wedding films. It's up to you, but for me, I've saved a bunch of LUTs that I use all of the time. But my favorite so far is the neutral A7S3 dot cube for previewing on my LCD. And again, when you're filming in S-Log3, the LUT is not baked in at all. So when you import your footage, you will still see the original file of the S-Log3, just for your information so that there are no surprises. And now moving on, this one is the file format and it says XAVCS 4K. Why did I choose this? It is because of my SD card. I only have two 256GB Lexar Professional SD cards and they are the V60. And this one, this XAVCS 4K is the highest file format that you can record to the V60 SD card. The V60 card from Lexar Professional, they work, and I am happy with the result of my images. So staying with the V60 card at the moment. And going back to main one, beside the XAVCS 4K is the 100M 422 10-bit recording. And this one is the record setting that I am choosing. For me, why not utilize the highest record setting if it's available for me? And next, since we have the LUT and we can save it actually to the FX30, we have this option LUT on, meaning that you'll be able to preview the LUT that you want on the LCD when filming, especially when you're filming in S-Log3 since it's really flat. So this one for me, I chose on. Next is this icon PX, meaning proxy recording. I don't ever use proxy recording, so this one is off. I am just after here for the original file. No proxy needed. Yes, this one is grayed out because my Rode VideoMic Pro Plus is plugged in to my FX30. This particular feature doesn't work when something is plugged in. And now moving on to audio record level, I have it set to 20. In my Lumix GH cameras, I have it set at -12. So you see the difference right there. So this one, no issues so far. Moving on now to main 2. Right now we have this Cine EI, so let's press that one. And as you can see, log shooting is set to Cine EI so that I can choose the dual base ISO of 800 to 2500, and I like it this way. And it works great for me. And next to log shooting is the color gamut, and I chose the S-gamut3.cine/slog3. Next is the embed LUT file on. Next, we move on to recording media. We have this slot 1, slot 2, and simultaneous recording. I just chose slot number 1. Again, it's up to you if you want to copy everything or you can choose different settings. It is up to you. Now, moving on to file settings. As you can see here, FX30_1234. And it was different before. As far as I can remember, it starts with letter C. This time around, I chose a different file number. And I chose series in this case. And then series counter reset. Nope, I didn't do anything. I don't want to reset. And now I go to file name format. And I have here title. And I just created the FX30 so that it's easier for me. And I know right away when I transfer the file that the footage came from the FX30. This one is memory recall 1 that I chose for this particular setting. So I actually saved this beforehand to MR1. So it's easier for me to choose. All I have to do is to press the mode button and I am good to go. So next, moving on now to the steady shot stabilization. We have the active, standard, and off. And I just have the standard as the default. I am happy with the standard one. Next is one of my favorite features, the AF-C, meaning autofocus continuous. The autofocusing system of the Sony FX30 is mind-blowing. It's actually amazing because no more hunting. I am happy. So the focus mode, of course, continuous AF. And next, as the focus area, I chose wide. I find wide is the sweet spot for the autofocusing system to work for me. Next is the face eye priority in AF. I have it on, and of course I am choosing human, but you can also choose animal and bird. But for me, human works best since I am mostly filming myself and other people, but I have yet to film animals. But of course, I tried it with my fur baby and it works very well. Alright, there you go. That's about it for this video. My FX30 cinematic and talking head video settings. And I really hope that it's helpful. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Bernie. Until the next one, goodbye for now.